I went to Orlando, Florida on a $50 plane ticket, and then the following weekend, We
went to Corpus, but you went to Orlando. But you also have a roommate named Orlando. Is there some type of correlation here?
Yes.
Is there some... Are you wanting to be inside Orlando?
No.
Because you sure did visit Orlando.
I did. I was all up in Orlando.
Oh, man, in his dreams.
Yeah. I still can't believe I didn't get a hotel or anything. I just spent 20 hours in Orlando.
No, what I can't believe is you went like a creep by yourself.
Yeah.
It's creepy, man.
How?
That's super creepy.
Nobody would want to do what I did. Like,
that's a lie. My mom wanted to do it.
You might...
20 hours straight in Orlando?
My mom wanted to do it. She's like, that's smart.
My sister also wanted to. When she found out I was down there, she's like, next time you do that, I want to go. And I was like, okay, I'm thinking about going to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, the funny part is,
what the hell is there in Portland?
Fish.
The last Blockbuster.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It is up there.
Yeah, actually, one summer I almost went to Portland, Maine. But
Fancy.
But my mom said I was being a bad kid that year and was like, I'm not going to give him a vacation.
Damn.
That's messed up. But, you know.
I mean, from what you said, you were always a bad child.
Well, I would say I'm pretty...
He's still a bad child.
Well,
what are you talking
Here's
about?
the thing, though. Compared to my sisters, I sell drugs. I never was in gangs. And
you never
like
pretended to be a lesbian?
Never pretended to be a lesbian, even though I did lick cooch.
Did you catfish people?
No, never catfish people.
Okay.
All those pictures I did, like behind those backdrop of those walls, I may have had a shirt on, may not have had pants on, but you know what? It was only like chest up pictures.
Right. I mean, it was me, but 2 years ago.
I mean,
no, it was me, but also Smid in the gym.
Yeah. We went to Corpus. We're going to...
We're actually going to
Vegas.
We're going to do Vegas. Actually, what's crazy is we're going to do Vegas. We're doing 4 days in Vegas, right?
Yes.
We're doing 4 days in Vegas.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
well, it's more like Friday afternoon to Monday, like, we leave at like 6 a.m.
So we're doing like 4 days in Vegas, but actually what we're going to do is, we're fish freaks. We love to go to aquariums. I love to go to aquariums. And the best aquarium in the effing world happens to be in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's a lie. You never went overseas.
I don't know, man. This aquarium's really amazing.
Whatever. You never went overseas. According to, what is it? Animal Planet, it's only the second best aquarium.
Hey, you know what?
I mean, Tokyo has an aquarium in a skyscraper.
We're such fish freaks. In Vegas, we're staying in the hotel that contains a shark tank.
The slide, you slide through a shark tank.
Okay, it's a tubing.
You go through
not through the
shark
sharks.
tank.
Does Trump have a place in Vegas?
He does.
Yes.
Actually,
he has Trump Tower. Or Trump Hotel.
But, little known fact, Trump Tower, there's no alcohol and no smoking inside of Trump Tower, but pets are allowed.
So we're taking our fish.
I've seen the Trump Hotel in Vegas, and what it is a very tall... Actually, what's crazy about it is, like, his tower, his hotel is kind of off the beaten path kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of by itself. It's a huge place, white, like, I guess, whatever siding that is with gold windows. It says Trump on it.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's no alcohol allowed in Trump Tower, and there's no smoking in Trump Tower, but pets are allowed.
At least I can use the women's restroom.
You definitely can use the women's restroom.
Oh.
And he definitely will grab you by the pussy.
Either way, after Vegas...
I like that smile you just had.
I think like 2 months later, we're going to Atlanta?
It's not even 2 months later. It's like literally a month later. We're gonna do a weekend in Atlanta. So actually, we're gonna pull a Dawn on this one, almost.
Except for we're getting a hotel room.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. We're only taking backpacks with just one change of clothes in them because we're only staying there for like 1 day, and we're gonna sleep there like 1 day. We're gonna walk everywhere, and because in Atlanta, pretty much the stuff you want to see, if you stay like in the Olympic Park area, everything's there. You don't have to go anywhere else.
That's the problem with Portland is it's like $67 round trip. I can't do the 20-hour things because the trip's too long.
Well, I heard that the weather is very nice over there. It kind of stays...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't do any research besides Blockbuster.
Hey, all I'm saying is that if this whole COVID thing keeps going and...
Just keep making trips?
Yeah, hell yeah, because if after Atlanta, if freaking it's still going on, I want to go to Seattle.
Yeah, actually, one place I really wanted to go was the first time I went to Vegas. We flew over and, like you're hitting Arizona, New Mexico, all those places. Bunch of clay, bunch of sand. But then I remember I was just flying and I happened to look down and I saw in the middle of the desert the most bluest water I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, what the hell is that? And so then I found it later. It's apparently like a national park and there's this like super blue, greenish water. It's an oasis in the middle of the desert. And I really want to go to it.
Okay, Bugs Bunny. before we get too much into this, I basically went to Orlando for Super Saiyan, which is a Dragon Ball Z themed noodle shop.
Yeah.
And then I just built a trip around that.
I say you did well, though. You didn't get to go to Universal, did you?
I didn't want to. It's just Harry Potter right now.
Oh, that's all it's open?
I mean, kind of. Like, the Jurassic Park and a lot of the other things aren't open.
Oh, that's fucking gay.
Well, it's because most of those, like Harry Potter, it's not very interactive. It's more rides, and that's easier to sanitize than interactive Jurassic Park, where like things are coming at you, and they have the little things where you can like make the noises.
I've said this from the very beginning, and like once we get past this, say like a year or so down the line, how messed up is this world going to be if we realize all this for like something that really wasn't that big of a deal, and it destroyed so many things, when we have something like, we have other things that are just bad in this world that we just accept, and then one little thing comes by and we all just...
The flu was huge when it first came out, until they found ways to be like, okay, this is the symptoms, we have something that won't cure you, but will reduce these symptoms to where you don't die.
As many people there are in the world, like, sicknesses happen to evolve. Like, they evolve, they come up.
To kill people.
They do.
They kill people. But it's the way of life.
It's right to be in fear, because it is a fear of the unknown, but not just that. We have people that we love and care about, like his grandma, our kid, my parents, that if they were to get this, like, if we get it, fuck it, we're fine.
Yeah.
But if they get it, well, they could die.
That's the only thing that is kind of weird about this disease, is the variation between it. It's like with the flu, universally, if you get the flu, you have like 2 or 3 days of just pure death, and then you're kind of fine after that. With this, some people get symptoms.
Some people get none.
Some people get no symptoms, and some people get really bad symptoms.
I don't know what that noise was.
Right, so anywho, get back to the trips. Enough COVID.
For real, you and your rant about it.
Alright, let's do the intro.
Hey everyone, Gohan here. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Sweep. We should have asked Don and Anthony to help us in the Tournament of Power.
Call them my super friends. When we hang out, there are always shenanigans.
It's a show about nothing and a podcast about anything.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet.
Sit back and relax as we assault your mind through the wonderful world of YouTube.
Okay, I see you choosing the hard way.
Rude. That only said Don and Anthony. I'm just going to point that out.
Well, we should have been.
I think that's before you.
Damn.
Well, okay.
That's
on the podcast.
There was a before her.
There was.
It's like that one meme where it's like, when my girlfriend realized there were other girls before her, gets up and slaps you.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, why are you mad? I don't know. Ask your hose. Hose, why's my girl mad?
Or the one where it's like, post on Facebook, where the hose at? And then he's talking to his girlfriend. I was just asking so I don't go there, babe.
My favorite one is like, Dad, there's a bunch of boys in the yard. He's like, what? My milkshake.
Oh, God. Oh, have you seen the new one, Are You Winning, Son?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
You're much more entrenched because you don't have a job right now, and the whole...
Oh, okay.
I've
always been above you on memes.
Yeah, the meme. No, you're even more now.
Oh, okay.
You've also been unemployed a couple times for you to be above him.
Hey, excuse me.
You are a meme warrior.
I try my best. My unemployed days are behind me, though, because now I got an apartment. I figured out you can't do that all the time like I used to. My rent just doesn't stop when I don't have a job.
Oh, hell no. I'm sorry they don't do the same contracts your grandma did with you.
That's news to me.
Oh, shit. Welcome to grown-ass shit.
Well, now having a roommate, really, like, I could actually probably be on unemployment again if I really needed to.
See, that's what I've always kind of said to you. Like, I've always, like, pretty much had roommates for the exception of when I first started out, when I was like 22. Having roommates are nice. The only thing is you have to have the right roommates.
Yeah, see, my roommate stays outside, like, all the time.
Yeah, no, that's
like, the worst thing that he causes me is constantly breaking my stuff.
What has he broken?
My shelf, my computer.
Your shelf doesn't count. He was checking for stability.
I mean, is it because he might be on the angry juice?
Yeah, he's always drunk. He's broken my food.
How do you break food?
Exactly.
Man.
Damn hot dog split in half.
Now I'm glad he didn't live here. He would have broke my hot dog.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He came in my room one time, he's like, oh, is this a Japanese Pepsi? Picked it up. All the other bottles fell. And he's like, oh crap, I'll pick them up. Grabs them. Pop figures fall. I'm like, stop. He's like, I got it. Hit the pop figure, and then like the TV slightly unmounts. I'm like, stop.
Get out.
So what you're saying is this man brings destruction with him.
Well, okay, to be fair, I guess I have grown accustomed to living in crowded areas. So to me, my apartment is so freeing. Like, there's so much space. I can expand 4 feet from my wall and I'm still good. But I guess Orlando isn't used to that. Just a little bit of clutter, he runs into it.
Well, we also agree that Orlando may be a 30-year-old man. Or is he 30 yet?
I think so.
So he may be a 30-year-old man, but he definitely is a 30-year-old man. Like, he's a 6-year-old man trapped in a 30-year-old body.
There you go.
He's definitely an old man.
Yep.
Love it.
All right, I'm Daddy White.
Daddy White.
When I roll off the mic, I'm dangerous.
Harder, Daddy.
I am El Pollo Loco.
You know what the homies call me in the streets, B? They call me...
El Pollo Loco.
I don't know what that shit mean, but that shit sound...
I'm Miss Beach.
Miss Beach.
My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick.
Untrue. I'm a mother now. It's really changed my perspective.
And do you find it difficult juggling kids and a career?
You can juggle these nuts.
What?
That's so me.
And talking about beaches, we definitely went to the beach.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I say Miss Beach, I'm waiting for it to slip out and be like, Miss Bitch.
That's the joke.
They wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck both of you. Let me drink more whiskey real quick.
And then fight all of you and your family members.
Where your grandma at? No, I'm just kidding. She scares me.
My grandma scares me too. I don't want that Glock.
We don't want to end like the last episode of King.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Shut up. Stop talking about it.
I don't want to end like the last episode of Game of Thrones or the last Star Wars.
I didn't watch the last episode of Game of Thrones.
No, you mean when Han Solo died?
I definitely don't want to be like... That wasn't the last one.
It wasn't, but I'm just saying.
Oh. And I also definitely don't want to be like The Last of Us too. Let's introduce the day because it is a brand new day since we got rid of BJ Wednesday. It is now...
Welcome, viewers, to another exciting adventure of
Wacky Whack Wednesdays.
Okay.
So Wacky Whack Wednesdays is if you say the secret word, you have to read a script on the show. Speaking of audience, today's secret word is
penis.
Wait, what's the word?
We're not supposed to know.
That's stupid. Why do you always get to know everything? Sorry.
I run the show. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're going to get back on subject.
Y'all didn't all have to look at me. I didn't say anything.
Okay, I just want to know, how was your flight on Spirit?
Bad.
That's what everyone said.
Did you get the fire exit? I always ask for the fire exit.
No, so I realized something very quick.
It's cheap.
No, I figured out something quicker.
What?
At the very, very, very back of the plane, like the last 5 rows, the seats are $13.
Yeah.
But all the other seats up to first class are like $23.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why is the back row cheaper? I was like, screw it, I'll get it. Realized real quick.
You don't got seatbelts.
Those seats don't... Might as well. And what's funny is they had one upgrade for first class going to Orlando. I should have took it. I should have paid the money.
How much was it?
I think it was like a $40 upgrade.
I would have definitely taken it. For first class, I would have took that.
Yeah. Their first class isn't first classy. But
it's maybe like middle coach, maybe American Airlines.
I learned real quick, the reason why the back seats are cheaper, there ain't no padding on that seat.
Ooh, you straight ass to board?
Almost. There's like half an inch. And also the little TV trays are metal. And they're also like 4 inches. I have to use my phone. I forgot my computer doesn't work anymore.
Well, and when you ask them, why don't your computer work? I don't know, I'm drunk.
Yeah, I was on the Richard Stanley Perfect Movie Show, and I got way too intoxicated. And then in the green room, I started ranting about Me Too.
Well, here's the funny part. When he gets way too drunk with us, we don't judge him, because we're his friends.
Yeah, but some liberal
But
British
when you get
people...
drunk with some people that might be from Britain, which also might be liberal, which also might be for Me Too, it's not a good look.
Very much so.
Man, I don't mean to bring up this subject, but I keep thinking about the world my son's going to grow up in. I'm just like, man, what a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
Can't take nothing. Like, you can't even joke with people anymore. It's kind of fucked up. So, we always kind of grew up like, as joking around, and I just feel like you can't even do that anymore. It's kind of sucks. I haven't flown Spirit yet, but I really want to. But actually, the nicest airline I've ever been with, and I've been trying to fly with them since, and it was the one time that Virgin Airlines was cheaper than everybody. It was the first time I went to Vegas.
Okay.
Virgin Airlines on another level. It's basically economy class, but it was amazing. There was a point where we each had each screen, and this was actually really weird. The screen would show you all kinds of things where you are, The cool thing was you can message anybody in whatever seat you wanted. You can just message them.
That's how American Eagle is.
That's how Delta. Delta's my favorite. If I was a constant flyer, I would be part of Delta's like Diamond program. I've never had a problem with Delta.
Oh, mine's American Airlines.
Yeah, I like Delta.
I will fly with them no matter what.
I've flown American. I didn't like it that much.
It's because you're trash.
No, I'm on Virgin Airlines because I've had Virgin Mobile cell phones. Okay, calm down.
I have too.
I was with them when they first came to the United States.
Okay. I flew U.S. Air, and after flying Delta like 5 or 6 times in a row, I was like, this is kind of trash. But so I found out with the Spirit, the reason why the back seats are cheaper is because they didn't remodel them.
Oh, okay.
Because the seats are kind of on this weird, like, slightly indented area. So I guess they didn't want to take them out. So they're like the old seats. So they have these little tiny metal, like, TV trays, and the seats are barely cushioned.
Wait, how long was your flight? Was it 3 hours?
2 hours and 45.
You want to know a trash flight? Any flight that flies to Lubbock. First off, it's a 45-minute flight, so as soon as you get in the air, you're back down.
Yeah.
But you're in one of those rinky-dink planes that hold like 10 people.
Oh, yeah, I flew one of those, yeah.
And then the cushion, the spring is touching you one of your butt cheeks, and I was like, oh, God. And then that airport has 6 terminals, and you can see all of them.
I flew a 40-person...
What kind of redneck-ass shit is that?
You're flying to Lubbock.
I flew a 40-person plane from Pittsburgh to Dallas.
No, actually, I've never flown in a small plane, guys, so tell me, like, every time the wind blows, I'm pretty sure you feel it.
Every time somebody farts, I feel it.
For real. Like, I guess the one for Lubbock, it's kind of like the one for Houston. Like, you're in the air for such a minimal time. They're like, all right, we're at our altitude. Yeah. And then they're like, all right, we're descending.
Yeah, just like... So, one time, the first time I ever went to Houston, I actually flew to Houston, which is also 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, what I've heard is all the plane literally does is do this. You literally go up in the air, get your altitude, just fly right back down. Yep. That's all you do. You fucking hit a fucking 45-degree angle in the sky.
Pretty much. But I've flown Spirit once, and it was on my way back from LA. Mm-hmm. It was my way to LA because I had to go to LA for my cousin's wedding, and I was in school, so I had to do my finals before I left, right? I flew there. And I got off, and I was like, one of my best friends picked me up, and she was like, how was your flight? And I was like, trash. And she's like, what did you sit on? I was like, a lawn chair that was bolted onto the floor.
No, didn't Melissa, when she came for the baby shower, she flew Spirit, didn't she?
She has the Spirit rewards or something. Like, she flies for super cheap. That's why every time she's like, I'm coming, she's like, it's like $20. But you know what? Like,
I wish every time I was coming, people gave me $20.
No, my favorite thing, bro, so the reason why it saves you so much money... is on the Spirit Rewards, you don't have to buy the seats. So when you see a $50 plane ticket, it's a $50 plane ticket. But then they hit you with then we'll take $9 off. And I'm like... Ugh.
So when me and Don were in Houston, we took an Uber car ride. I don't know if you remember this. We were going to the Longhorn Steakhouse. Was that Longhorn?
That steakhouse when the guy, like, drove?
Yeah, but you remember we were going there, and that one girl drove us, and she was like... We were talking about airlines things. She was like, oh, yeah, no, I used to work for Spirit. She's like, I got, like, $25 flights, and we're like, to where? And it was somewhere across country.
Yeah.
And me and you looked at each other, we're like, there's no way.
She worked for a bigger airline like American Airlines, Delta, and all those. As long as the flight isn't full, their flight attendants fly for free.
And their partners do too.
And
because,
and immediate family members. So like my mom's friend, her daughter was a flight attendant for American Airlines for like 20 plus years, something like that. And so her and her mom, they were in like Greece the other day because they were like, oh, well, it's about a week before. So yeah, if you want to go, let's go. I was like,
yeah,
that's always been a dream of mine, to actually travel like overseas to some type of European country. That's something I want to do one day.
On my Delta flight to Pittsburgh, I was sitting next to like a husband of like a flight attendant. Yeah. So yeah, he was flying for free. So another thing was, my ears can't pop on airlines. I've tried. So I was chewing gum to try to get my ears to pop, and it doesn't. So I'm in constant pain. Like, not hard pain, but my ears just don't like popping.
Well, what was your altitude? Was it real cloudy, so you had to fly like extra high, or no?
Yeah, we had to fly extra high.
Did y'all fly at 40,000?
Something like that. Because it was cloudy, and it was storming in Orlando.
Yeah, here's the crazy part. I'm not scared of heights, but the time, I forgot what time I flew. We got to about 40-some thousand feet. I'm not gonna lie, I looked down and I was like, man, this is really fucking high.
I remember seeing a ship like on the ocean, and I was like, yeah, that's a cargo ship. And I was like, yeah, that looks tiny.
Yeah.
You know the worst freaking flight to be on was when I went to El Salvador, because the landing strip is so close to the ocean. You literally fly into the ocean, make a U-turn, and they fly so far in because they have to go down that it looks like you're about to land in the ocean. And that was the first time I went and actually sat on the window seat, and I was looking and I was like, there's no fucking way. I'm not landing in this damn ocean. I already saw 9/11 happen. This shit ain't happening.
Yeah. So that was like the first time I flew. So the first time I flew, which was to Houston. I don't know why I remember. I don't know if this is my mind playing tricks on me, but I vividly remember this. So I guess the point when you kind of turn down, we're like going up. So I'm on like the left side of the plane.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, so we take like a hard turn. So I guess it's like the turn down.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like, I can see over here like clouds, ground. And then I remember looking over the other window because it's a really noticeable like kind of turn like this. Yeah. I just see dark blue. Like the darkest blue I've ever seen in my life, just sky. And I was like, ooh. That's scary. Like, it was scary how blue that sky was at a certain point. Like, dark blue, navy blue almost.
Yeah, I could see the people on the beach, and I was like, I'm not fucking landing in this ocean. Like, why didn't my parents warn me that when you fly to El Salvador, you land in the ocean? Then I saw the runway, and I was like, all right, that looks like my uncle on there, so let's keep going.
No, actually, it's so funny. So I talked to people that's never flown before, and they're like, well, I'm scared to fly. I said, honestly, the scariest part of flying is probably the takeoff.
Oh, yeah.
The takeoff is like, so like, go say, what's the takeoff? It's like, okay, you're just sitting there, you're going slow. All of a sudden, you're
yeah.
And then you just take off.
They tell you it's going to happen. Well, they tell you,
but you hear the engine spool up hard.
I don't know. I guess because I flew ever since I was little. I mean, I went to El Salvador when I was like, maybe like 6 months old the first time, and then I think the next time I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, babe, I grew up dirt poor. I didn't fly, so I was like...
Okay, says the one that went to all these amazing summer camps and slept in a bat cave and shit.
Okay, sorry, my mentor was rich. I had a rich mentor, I'm sorry. He owned an advertising company.
That's great, but you can't say you were dirt poor.
I was dirt poor. His money wasn't my money.
You know what I was doing in the summer?
Eating dirt?
No. I was sitting in front of the TV watching Patriot and Gladiator and all these other things. Because I wasn't at summer camp sleeping with bats.
My favorite thing is when we got to Orlando.
In Orlando's ass.
Yeah. That it was storming and he's like, the captain's like, don't worry, we have a lot of gas on this plane and we can be in the air for a while. And
what's a while?
Yeah, I was like, what's a while? 5 minutes? And then we're still like circling around. He's like, they haven't cleared us for landing. We're going to do another circle around. Like I said, we have a lot of gas. We can be in the air for a while. And I was like, we're going to stall out. We're going to stall out in the air and we're just going to drop.
Yeah, it was like the first time I flew. So I don't know if it's a trick or not. So we came back at night. And so we're flying back in, and it's like, attention everyone, we're about to land in DFW Airport, and how about you congratulate you're a pilot? This is his first flight. And I was like, oh crap.
At least I didn't tell you on the way.
Crap.
Hey, at least I didn't tell you on the way out. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
No. So I know my scariest time ever on a flight was I think when I was coming back from Atlanta. There's certain parts that we hit clouds because it was kind of whatever when we were coming back to Dallas.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I remember this correctly, but I swear to God, there was a point where it was almost like the plane lost power for just a second.
Oh, because of turbulence, yeah.
And my ass was so tight.
No.
Boy, I had the tightest asshole at this point.
You were sitting in a chair, though, right?
And I was like,
You were sitting in a chair, right? Because I sat in turbulence in the bathroom. And
you were shitting?
Oh, no. I wasn't shitting, but I was in the bathroom.
So... I should have made the secret word ass, because Anthony said it about 8 times now.
Is it pussy?
It's no.
Fuck?
No.
Bitch?
No.
Slut?
Stop.
It's pinochle.
I was chewing gum, okay, to try to get my ears to pop. Well, all I ended up doing was making my mouth dry. And I really didn't want to pay the $6.80.
Yeah, because they don't even give the compliment
for the Coke. Yeah, so I was like, man, So I try to go to the bathroom and try to like drink out of the stupid freaking thing.
And it's like 5 inches.
Yeah, it's so small. I got like 3 drops. It wasn't enough. So I finally like, screw it. I'm going to order a Coke. I order a Diet Coke and I drink it. It barely quenches my thirst. I'm sitting there on my phone trying to read these perverted mangas that I downloaded for the trip.
Greatness.
Yeah. And then I thought next to me was a couple. Because they were kind of awkward, but I was like, okay, whatever. But they kind of did a few things. I was like, oh, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. So when I would slide the window like up or down, I asked them, I was like, hey, is this okay? And they were both like, yeah. And they would respond together. And then when we got to the airport, they split up 2 different directions. I'm like, oh, I misread that completely.
Wait, did we find out what the secret word is? Can you tell me how many letters it is?
No, I'm not going to tell you anything.
I'm just going to keep saying cuss words then.
No, it's not a cuss word.
4.
Stop.
Oh.
Okay, so Anthony.
Cunt. Broad.
Anus.
The biggest...
Penis.
Okay, it's penis.
Is it really?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I want you to finish what you were saying first.
Okay, so I'll finish what I'm saying, then Sandy has to read this. Okay, so...
You should have been asked, so it could have been you.
There was 2 very attractive blonde women when you walk in as flight attendants. So you have one very obese Hispanic woman that has the 2 little lines, so she's like the senior flight attendant. Then you have the 2 hot blondes.
Okay.
When they talk, you realize that one of the hot blondes
is dumb as fuck.
Isn't a female.
Okay.
But they look exactly the same. They're wearing like the same makeup and they have the same brown roots with the blonde hair. And one of them's like, oh my god, so me and Trevor just got married and look at my dress. It's so beautiful. And then the other one's like, oh yeah, he's such a hottie. And I'm like, oh. That caught me off guard.
On the bright side, you said both of them was hot, so you're good.
They looked hot.
They still were hot after you found out.
But one of them has a penis. Secret word.
Well, we also know that...
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere. It is speculated that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety. Continue to carry out the following instructions.
I'm cutting this out. This
Way
is
to
not
fail.
You can never hide what really happened.
This is definitely
Let me tell you,
not
Joe. Let me tell you, Joe. I know I'm fucking retarded.
We know.
So yeah, besides that, it wasn't a terrible trip. What I found hilarious is that there was like this 10-year-old boy that is the son of the overweight Hispanic flight attendant. So he was flying with her.
So he just flies around with his mom, is that what you're saying?
Maybe. But what I find hilarious is, number one, he wouldn't stop talking to the guy next to him, which is just a random guy. And then also, when we were getting off, he kept talking to the attractive female flight attendant. And she was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And then I came in second place in my science fair, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, shoot your shot, bro.
Man, 10-year-old Hispanic boy got it.
Yeah. I think it was mixed, because that boy was white, but he had like the Hispanic hair. You know how like every Hispanic boy 10 and under has like spike haircut?
Yeah.
With the faded sides?
Yes. You know why they do that, right? So the mom doesn't have to do their hair.
Oh,
it's
God.
automatically in style.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but the white boys, when they, like the little white boys, when they get to like age 8 or 9, their mom's done with their hair, so it kind of, they go with that whole like shaved head thing.
Oh, yeah, I had that.
Yeah, it's not completely shaved, it's just a flat top, so they don't have to do anything with it.
And what's funny is I wanted a flat top as a child, and I don't know why. Alright, you ready to say this phrase because you said the secret word, which was penis?
The act of rimming myself isn't that complicated. Simply work your tongue around the anus. Going in circles is the easiest technique. You can adjust the diameter of your circles, moving further apart and then closer together. Or try doing figure eights, crossing over the anus itself. If you and your partner are enjoying your rimming adventure, Try squeezing their cheeks and pulling them wider apart. This will expose even more area for you to work with and feels great for your partner.
All right.
Why did I read that? Dang! Oh, Don, I barely saw this meme that you sent me. The 15th time I get tested by COVID, big booty chick.
Boy, I would.
Stick it as far as you want, baby. That sounds nasty.
See, I don't want to get tested for COVID because I don't want to get an ankle monitor put on me and put on house arrest.
Well, my biggest thing is, what the hell, like, maybe because I just had a kid, but they tested me for COVID. I think this whole COVID thing happened like a month before I gave birth.
Yeah.
So they tested me a month before.
Did it hurt?
Not me, but then I have a ridiculous pain tolerance. Labor also didn't hurt. Now they're testing them 3 days before they get induced or 3 days before their due date. Whoa. Which sucks, because if they have COVID, they don't get to be with their kid for 2 weeks.
So there's the normal, like, 4 inches in your face test.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is the blood test, which is kind of cool. So when you have COVID, antibodies are left behind, so they can tell if you had COVID, like, months ago.
Yeah.
Well, and now there's a new, like, so it's kind of like, have you ever had the flu swab?
No, I don't do that bullcrap.
So I've had the flu swab. They don't go that far in, so the new one is not so far in. But here's the thing, though. So they said that actually with the testing and stuff, there's actually been a crap ton of false positives.
Yeah. Well, there's also false negatives, too.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, yeah, you can test, like, negative and then test positive and then test negative again. They're like, whatever the test is, honestly.
So the first thing I did when I landed in Orlando is I went to Gatorland, which was fun. I got to feed some gators.
How much was it to feed the gators?
I think the food was like $6 for a pound. You break off pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. The most expensive thing at the park was the off-road adventure, which I rode in a giant, basically a supersized four-wheeler to fit like 8 people.
Like a Polaris, what is that, RS or whatever? It's like a big-ass four-wheeler.
No, the best way I can describe this is, you know the cherry picker at Xmart?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, but instead of skinny, like the same length, but instead of skinny, it's wide. And then put some chairs on it.
Okay.
That's what I was on. And then you go through like a backwoods adventure, and it's all scripted. So apparently the swamp was bought by this like guy, and he makes it something acres, and he puts like a bunch of cutouts. And then they're like, oh, we're not going to go to this. We're going to go through the backwoods. And then the driver's like a comedian, and they make jokes.
Hey, so not to be mistaken, so Gatorland, was that the one that is like with the Animal Planet show? Was that from the Gator Boys?
I have no idea. All I know, it was built by Gator Joe, this black Louisiana guy, back in like the 70s.
I never once, we pass a lot of fucking water, I never once saw a goddamn gator, and I wanted to see a live wild gator, and I never saw one.
Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, did you call me earlier?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Was there a thing that you needed? Or
I just...
an accident? Or...
Well, I was just real, like... I just wanted to see how you were, man. I kind of miss you.
I kind of miss you too, bud. I appreciate you thinking about me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to record a podcast together at some point soon again.
Heck yeah. Just let me know.
Okay. All right then.
And like I can sanitize my hands. I can come on in. It'd be no big deal.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later then.
All right.
Bye. But what I find funny is they had White Claws right next to the
actually
white
70
alligators.
calorie.
That's
White Claws.
freaking funny.
It tastes like trash.
Oh
God! I bet it tastes like only mineral water.
No, it tasted like plain water with the lightest hint of beer.
Yeah,
and it says it was pineapple. I guess
they might have forgotten it.
Yeah, my choices were pineapple or mango.
Man, to tell you the truth, though, those things give you the worst hangovers.
They really do. Like, if you drink enough of them, that's fucked up.
I just wanted to crack open a cold one with the boys.
Alright. Oh, yeah, you did
the Gator Boys.
I saw Chester the Big Dog Eater. Apparently he is 13 and a half feet long, 1,000 pounds. And back in the day, before they caught him, he used to eat dogs.
Damn.
That makes sense.
He used to
Actually,
eat great
in Florida,
hounds.
a lot of them, like, I remember they say that they catch all these alligators, and when they open them up, they have, like, human bones and shit in them.
like nature and gators don't discriminate. If you're food, you're food. That's how it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, my favorite thing is they had a half-mile, like, swamp trail where you could walk on these boards through an actual swamp. And there's a bunch of signs warning you about don't touch snakes, don't touch any alligators, raccoons, birds, nothing. We don't control what goes beyond this point. This is a real swamp. This isn't like faking it.
And you were like, fuck that shit.
I walked it, but it sucked. It was hot. It was humid. There's like rest stops along the way. And my favorite thing was stopping at the rest stops and looking at all the graffiti. I didn't have a pen. I was going to write my name on there, but I was going to put the sweep.xyz.
Nah, that's how those places are. They'll be like, whatever, go to the attraction. Yeah. So actually, there was one time I actually went to the caves. Those natural caves we saw on the way to, like, Corpus.
Yeah, because, you know, you weren't rich and got to go on summer camps, right?
Yeah. Of course. Definitely was a part of summer camp. But anywho.
Wait, didn't you go to a summer camp where y'all would compare dicks?
It was really gay. But yeah, there was a lot of gay shit happening.
He went to a lot of summer camps.
Yeah, I went to a lot of summer camps.
Alright, so back on track. So I went to Super Saiyan, which is the whole point of me going to Orlando. I saw it on Facebook, and then I just grabbed the cheapest flight. So at first, I was really disappointed because the way they have it set up is you come to a register outside, and then the door's next to them. So I was like, man, the inside's not open. I was like, I'm gonna have to order this and like go to the pizzeria next door and like order pizza too and sit down. This is gonna be a hassle. But then I ordered my food, and she's like, okay, do you want to eat inside? And I was like, of course. So I go inside. There's two types of employees at this establishment. There is skinny Asian men, and there is fat ass, like PHAT, Hispanic women.
So the good fat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't that like officially called thick?
Yeah, she's thick with like
with
5
2 C's.
T's. Yeah. I have a picture.
Bro, you're such a creep.
No, he is a creep. I've definitely said this.
It's
before.
okay. So I got the 3 times bowl, which is their biggest one. And then you can choose 3 ingredients. And I think I chose, if I remember correctly, I chose thinly cut barbecue, chicken, and onions.
You chose chicken.
And then I added roasted garlic. And I also, for $1 more, I added the super sauce, which apparently is a spicy sweet sauce that like makes it like taste better.
Yeah.
The place is really cool. They have like a statue of Vegeta as Super Saiyan, and they have a bust as normal Vegeta. Then on the wall is Super Boo, and then they have like every single Dragon Ball Z pot figure.
I wonder if they like automatically send them one, like if that's a thing that they have, or if they.
I
have to,
doubt
like,
it. They probably just bought it.
They have to like go out and buy it.
Yeah. There was also like a Vegeta piece of wood that was like burnt to look like a picture of Vegeta.
That's pretty cool. Do the servers wear anything special, or are they just in all black?
Oh, they wear a Super Saiyan shirt with the artwork. So across the entire restaurant, there's like posters of this custom-made artwork
that they have for them.
Yeah, and they have them on their shirts and stuff. And I wanted to buy a shirt because they sell all the merch, but they were out of it because so many people had come bought it, and then they can't get new stuff because of COVID.
So they were out of your size, or they were just out of it?
They're out of everything except they had one button, so I couldn't even buy Anthony one. They had one little enamel pin. I bought that, and then they had a bunch of phone grips because nobody cares about that anymore.
What are phone grips?
The little,
like the pop
little
filters
pop things
or the pop
you
sockets.
Buy me one. I need one.
Yeah, well, 2010 called,
and they want their pops back.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, you know the funny thing is those figures that they had. I know for sure the places we've been, like comic book stores and stuff. Them figures are at least $1,500 to $2,000 each.
They had every single figure
easily.
Yeah,
especially that Boo giving up the fucking middle finger. That is so incredibly rare.
Oh yeah, the one on the wall.
The Super Boo giving up the middle finger, that's just
that I almost got beat up by a bunch of black people because I took a picture of it. So I couldn't take a picture of like the other half of the restaurant. The Boo is the only thing I got because the people started getting weird that I was taking photos. And apparently there's also an MMA fighter there.
He thinks it might have been Jacare Souza, but I don't know. So it's kind of...
So all I know is he was wearing a cap. His voice kind of sounded like Rocky Balboa. He was darker, either Hispanic or Asian.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Look up a picture, babe.
No, I should.
No, yeah, we've determined what I think it is, and then the cooks, the Asian guys, were talking about him, and said that he beat Mayhem back to back. Because I was trying to get a name from them. I was listening to them like extra hardcore.
Why didn't you just ask?
Because I didn't want to be weird.
Oh, really? You were taking pictures.
The guy that doesn't experience embarrassment didn't want to be weird.
If I could get a name from them, I was going to go up to them and be like, oh, hey, I'm a fan, Jacques Cousteau.
Or just be like my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you sign this napkin? And be like, what's your name? Anthony. And then
here's the funny part. I was like, so is this English? Not. So I looked into this, and I was like, well, I know the guys that beat Mayhem, so I started looking through it because I'm a super MMA fan.
Yeah.
For at least 12 years.
He sounded like Rocky. Like, if I heard him, I wouldn't think Hispanic. But
Did they say he's currently in the UFC, though?
All I heard was he beat Mayhem back to back, and they said he's like a MMA fighter, like in the UFC. And the guy's like, oh, yeah. And then they talked about his gym. And actually, they were talking to him, and he brought in like a flyer. He was with a really hot woman. So if you can look up his girlfriend, I saw her.
Actually, no, it probably could have just been a gym girl.
Actually, what the weird part is,
I'm pretty sure that was his chick.
Actually, I was thinking about how I figured out who I think it was I looked up Mayhem's record.
Yeah.
I looked up who beat him, like who's beat him twice.
Yeah.
Which actually, he didn't beat him twice. He beat him once, and then did no contest. And then actually, who was based out of Orlando. And Jacare Souza was like the closest person I could find.
Yeah, it has to be him then.
Yeah, because he's like bald, darker.
So I don't know.
It's funny because you were like, he's not as tall, but I was like, Jacare's like 6'1".
Yeah, to me, if you were like, how tall was he? I would have been like my height, 5'10", 5'11". But then again, I was sitting down, so I don't know.
So I mean, like sitting down is weird because everyone's torso is like ridiculous. Like, there could be people that are shorter than you, got short legs, but the same torso size.
Right. Yes, he was not short. He was definitely taller than the Asian guys because they were like skinny and like and short.
Okay, so keep going with your story.
So after I left there, I went to an arcade, which is basically Nicarama, and of course I did the freaking slot machine thing. What was it? Was it it was Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
And there was there wasn't SpongeBob. There was a black mother, like she was like sitting down because she was like, ooh, this is like gambling. And she was like playing, and we had to be one deal apart because of COVID. But she was looking over at me, and I was just hitting the button, and then I would just stop because I would hit the 50 free plays, and it was like do, and she just kept looking at me, and I'd do it for like 10 more minutes, and then I'd be like, and then I would just stop, and it'd be like do, and she just kept like eyeballing me, and then I would hit like a certain thing, and just like just all fall. And she just kept mean mugging me the entire time because I just know these machines. I play these machines all the time.
Yeah.
I'm so good at them. What was really cool is at Nicarama, it's a nickel for 3 plays. At here, it was kind of, it was $1 for 15. So I was like, that's not terrible. But yeah, I did pretty well. I ended up getting some really crappy headphones and a Magic 8-ball.
Oh yeah, the one you keep
for $65.
Jesus.
But $65 lasted me on that machine. Well, I played like 3 or 4 other machines. I knew I was going to stay there. Once I got there, I wasn't going to leave. So I played like Mario Kart, and I played the little hit the deal and whatever. And what's funny is my favorite thing is on one swipe, $1.15 play, I got up to 106 plays.
That's good.
Because I kept hitting the freeze. And then also I did the little spin wheel thing, and I got the 250 maximum.
That's actually amazing because those things, God, I've played these so many times.
So then after there, I went to the Tin Roof, which I saw Joshua Moon. He was amazing. I tried to do request.
Was that the black guy?
Yeah. I tried to do request, and he didn't know anything I wanted to play. So I thought about Mississippi Queen, and then It's Not Unusual, the Carlton song. Carlton? Yeah.
Carlton.
He didn't know either one of those, and I was like, but he played like Cheerleader. He played Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think he did Brick House. I mean, he played some like decent songs, and then other songs I didn't know about. Like, he played some like popular ones. But no, he was amazing. He was great. He had a guitar that he played, and then he sung. And he had an iPad that he looked up the lyrics, and then he had the bass drum on his feet that he would hit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did also something have to do with you were probably slightly intoxicated?
Well, not when I first started drinking. I mean, I was completely sober, and he was still amazing. So I didn't get drunk till later. But yeah, I basically had one of everything on their specialty menu. Are you distracted by the baby?
I am.
I got one of everything on the specialty menu except one drink was pine cone and mint, and I was like, yeah.
Ugh.
I was like,
what
nah.
an earthy, minty taste.
Yeah, I was like, nah, son.
Tastes like Skullhead vodka.
The waitress was hot. And my favorite thing is when they closed down, like, they were all cleaning up, and I was like, oh, well, let me get my ticket. And she's like, if you want to stay for like an hour longer, we clean for like an hour. You can stay. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll get out, like, because I wanted to get to the airport and keep drinking because there's a place open at the airport till 3, so I had an extra hour of drinking. But I didn't know that TSA closed down at 1 o'clock and doesn't reopen till 3:30.
So you
fucked yourself.
So I was like sitting there at 1:20 as all these TSA agents are like, do. I'm going home, and I'm like,
yeah, because once you're on that drunk high, man.
Yeah, it sucks not to keep drinking.
It sucks to derail.
Oh, man. So tell me about your Corpus trip.
So our Corpus trip was not as exciting as his trip was. I don't think so.
No, but we also had a human being with us.
Human with us that might only be a couple months old.
Yeah. Tiny Tim.
Yeah, Tiny Tim. But, I mean, for the most part, the drive was easy. Like, that's actually the easiest, like, drive I've ever had to Corpus.
Yeah, I think when we stopped and looked at that model for our future or whatever, like, that was probably the best part.
Yeah, no, it was
we were
great.
able to get out of the car,
Yeah,
walk
get out of the car,
around.
yeah.
Tiny Tim was okay because he got out of the car, walked around, got fed, and changed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had to make a lot more stops than we would have without him, though.
So when we got there, what did we do the first day again? We went to
the beach.
We went to try to check out if the beach was actually freaking open.
And it was, except for the port that you...
Which, my favorite access road on the beach is where I took you to the beach, Don.
Right.
So, get this. So, we go, and I know my access road. It's access road 3. So, I'm like, okay, here's the road. It's the same one I took you on. I was like, so there was a closed sign there. Whatever, this closed sign, I went around it.
To his defense... This closed sign didn't cover the whole street. It never does. It only covered one side of the street, so it looked like it had been pushed aside. So I was like, I don't think it's actually closed.
And then in my head, I drive a Jeep, so I'm like, I can go anywhere. So I went, we fucked around in the sand, whatever, and we got there. Guess what these motherfuckers did, though?
Okay, smart. They're smart.
They're smart. They took bulldozers and put a freaking barrier of sand where the opening was to the ocean.
Taller than our car. And so I was like, okay, we can't use this one. I was like, well, if we can't use this one, let's go to Access Road 2.
Okay.
So, we had checked into our hotel and we got an upgrade.
Yeah, so we got an upgrade. So we actually got the 1 queen bed.
Initially,
yes. Okay. But for some reason...
My son's a fag.
That was outside.
They gave us the 2 queen beds. And actually it was pretty great. If you can ever say an extended stay in America, please do, because there's a kitchen. It's very big inside.
Yeah, the bathroom's really big. It has a huge
everything
closet
was very big.
because you're supposed to stay there or whatever. Yeah. So we initially got it because Tiny Tim was with us, and I was like, we need somewhere to wash his bottles and make him food or whatever.
Which is crazy because where we were going, and we were still going. I know the normal place I stay is around North Beach, and we stayed around North Beach and stuff. And then we kept going. I'm like, where the hell are we going? So we stayed more on, like, the beach side of Corpus, not the tourist side of Corpus.
Yeah, we kind of stayed at the residential part, like, where our hotel...
Like Mustang Beach side?
Yeah, it was like almost... It was very close to Mustang, actually. Okay. Not super close, but it was very close to Mustang.
Yeah, like, where we stayed, literally across the street was...
Houses.
Suburbs. And so we got there, and I was like, all right, well, the first thing we really need to do is, I was like, we need to go to Walmart, because they're closing early. So we went there, we got what we needed, we came back to the hotel, and then we were like, we need to go out to eat, because we are starving, Tiny Tim is sleeping, so we need to take advantage. We went to the beach, Route 3 or whatever, Access Road 3 was closed. Then we went to Access Road 2, so we were like, all right, we can still get to the beach. Whatever, we drove on the beach for a little bit, we left.
Was Finn's the first place we ate at?
Yes.
Yeah, so we ate at Finn's on Port Aransas, which is an island, which is only 4 miles long.
Okay.
Actually, I know this place to have wild dolphins and wild sea turtles. The last time I was there was almost 3 years ago, and I don't, like, it didn't look the same because they were doing construction. Because the last time I was there was tons of dolphins, like, everywhere infested in the water, so I go out there's no dolphins. I'm over here getting nervous. I'm like, man, I'm going to look like a liar. Like, I'm going to look like I'm just lying to everybody like I lied to her.
He straight up talked these dolphins up. He's like, I'm going to take you to Corpus. You're going to see this amazing dolphin show. You're going to see these natural, like, ocean dolphins. And I'm like, like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, so we went to Finn's, which was delicious.
It's delicious. I spent a good $80 there.
Yeah, it was delicious. And then they were like, do we need appetizers? And I was like, no, I'm good, because I don't like seafood. And he's like, God, what'd you get, fried calamari?
Oh, calamari.
And I was like, how the heck are you going to get yourself an appetizer and not me one? Like, you could have gotten me wings or something. And we weren't talking about it. I can honestly say that, but whatever. He's like, fried calamari, and walked away. And I was like, I'm over here starving, and you're just gonna eat this in front of me. And he's like, well, you could try it. And then I was like, nope, that's chewy. I'm out.
The squid, yeah, it's interesting.
I was like, I'm out. Oh, that's where that guy hit our car, remember?
Oh, yeah. He didn't damage our car at all. He hit the light bar. I screamed out. I was like, dude, what are you doing? And this motherfucker just kept...
No, I literally was walking up to his driver's side, and Anthony's like, no, the car's okay, don't worry about it, because I was going to get this little old white man.
But anyway, we ate there, and then, like, afterwards, I was like, well, let's go out to the part where I see dolphins at. So we went, and at first, no dolphins. But surprisingly, there was a sea turtle that came up to the shore.
It was so cute.
So a sea turtle, and then once we stood there for just a good second, dolphins started coming up, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I don't want to look like a fucking liar around here.
Yeah.
We went back to the hotel.
She noticed that it was leaking right where the AC was, and we called the people, and we're like, hey, it's leaking, but we brought so much stuff. We're like, we really like the room, it's cool, we'll stay here. And the woman was like, okay, well, we'll figure something out. She put a little bucket there. So then we left and we came back. Everything was still cool. It was still leaking. And then all of a sudden, it started getting bigger. And then I called her. I was like, hey, the thing is getting bigger. She's like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Get bigger. And then it fell.
No, we got ready to sleep. And I was like, I looked at it and I was like, does that look really big to you? And he was like, I had to call down there. I was like, yeah, you do. And she called and she was like, well, I was like, it's going to fall, babe. Like, at the rate that it's growing, it's going to fall.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, we can change your room. I was like, find out if she has a room on this floor. I don't care what the size of this room is. It has to be on this floor. And she was like, yeah, there's one at like 3 doors down. And then we look retarded because the kid's already pretty much asleep in his playpen. So Anthony is dragging a playpen with a kid in it.
And the worst part was like the hall was empty. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm good. So I drag it out and and these 2 people come out of the elevator and start looking at me. I'm like, oh, shit.
And then, of course, Tiny Tim starts crying. Well, not crying, but like whining, going, So everybody knows there's a kid in this place.
I have to endure all this.
And then after that, Anthony's like, I'm not leaving this room. So I had to go back and forth. He had taken a bunch of stuff with him, so it's not like it was a big deal, but it was hilarious. We finally went to sleep.
Yeah.
We woke up super early. We went to the beach. We successfully went to the beach.
We didn't stay long.
We stayed about 45 minutes because Tiny Tim hates the heat.
Yeah, the worst part was we actually walked out. The funny part was we walked out into the water.
Yeah.
Like we've done before, and the waves came. And this big-ass fish jumped up. We said, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, because so Tiny Tim was asleep, and, like, he was dead asleep, and we had parked right on the shoreline. So he was like, you want to go to the beach? Like, just go in with me for a little bit. We'll just walk out. I was like, all right, we walked out. We were walking, a big old fish. I was like, nope, I'm out. I left. He jolted. We spent very minimal time at the beach. Tiny Tim got in the water. It was cold. He cried. And then...
As soon as the water touched him.
Yeah. But he was pretty content as long as only one of us was in the water, but it wasn't fun. Like, if we would have had other people to be able to hold him and we could have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We went back to the hotel and showered, and we went to the aquarium, which was freaking amazing.
Yeah, the aquarium was nice. He's been in the aquarium.
These amazing dolphin shows did not exist because COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And the dolphin show was hella nice.
So it was nice.
He was all excited. He was like, let's go down. Come on, the dolphins are over here. And he's like running, and he goes in. Then the guy's just standing there. He's like, there's no dolphin shows. And he's like, what? And then there's like a lonesome dolphin in the corner and just jumping around on its own.
I mean, to be fair, we got to the dolphin show late, and we had to stand in the standing area when we went.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah. But what I didn't understand is if you look down where people normally sit, it was like one person can sit here, one person can't sit here. But I think maybe they tried that to begin with, and people weren't following the rules, so they were like, we just can't.
Yeah. It might have been like that.
And that's after that, we went to go see the sea turtles. I got to touch shark. By the way, I thought they were soft. They're not.
Was it the little sharks?
Yeah, the little sharks.
Okay.
They're not soft, apparently.
Yeah.
They're very rough.
I mean, one of the baby sharks ran into my ex's finger.
So I got to shark. He got to feed stingrays because feeding stingrays caused me anxiety.
Ooh, no, yeah, I'm with you there, sister.
No, okay, so we tried to feed stingrays. Where was it? Shreveport? We went to Shreveport last year for our birthdays. He was like, "You want to feed a stingray?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to feed a stingray. Let's do it." And then I got stingray food, and the lady, like, I was all good to go until she was like, "Make sure you tuck your thumb in, because if not, they'll bite your thumb."
Yeah.
And I was like,
I put that fish over and it jumped out.
No, to be fair to Dawn, when we went to Houston, those stingrays were incredibly aggressive.
Why are we only being fair to Dawn? It was fair to me too, okay? Because I took that fish in between my fingers and I stuck it in there, and all them stingrays started coming, so I let it go. And then Anthony tried to stick his hand in there to grab the fish. Because he's psycho.
Yeah, no, there was one where, like, this fish was protecting, like, this huge hermit crab.
You got in trouble last time for touching its fin, remember? You grabbed its fin?
Yeah, I did grab its fin. I forgot
Every
about that.
time.
He always does something. Anyway, so we saw the hermit crabs, and I got to touch a shark. He didn't touch a shark because he had anxiety, so it's not only my anxiety.
You know what sucked is that they didn't have the actual, you remember when you touch a jellyfish? That wasn't open.
We went to the aquarium. After that, we walked to Blackbeard, which was like, I guess you could consider it kind of a sports bar, a cantina.
Yeah, that place
type
was nice,
thing.
though. You know what? I actually very, very much appreciate the waitresses, because Blackbeard, it's kind of like a small place. So what they did was they actually gave us tables because we had a baby. No one else was around us, because they gave us there's tables here, the little fish tanks.
Yeah.
One single table in the middle,
which
they sat us at, and then people were at least 6 feet away from us at other tables in the back. We were only by ourselves.
It was like an insert, and it could have seated like 8 people.
Yeah, it was
that
actually
table
a big
was
insert,
huge.
but they gave us for 3
And I
people.
was like, he was like, you know what, you guys have a kid, y'all have a stroller with you, we're just gonna put you guys here. And he's like, unless y'all feel too secluded. I was like, no, it's perfect. Like, they were super nice about it, super content.
Man, them burgers were good, though.
That chicken sandwich is the bomb.
No, actually, the only disappointment that I had was there was a whiskey there that they were selling top shelf that I really wanted to try, which was Angel Envy. And I asked for it because it was not that expensive. It was like $7.99 a shot, which I was like, for top shelf $100 whiskey, that's good, very good. But surprisingly, due to COVID, that didn't happen. So I had to do Devil's Cut.
It was good.
It's good. It's just not like up to that level.
Yeah. No, I think the best part is, so he got Devil's Cut, I got a shot of Jack, and she's like, I think I might have mixed those up. And we like grabbed the glasses and start smelling them. Because Jack has that unique like Swedish smell. And so we're smelling them and we switch them. And she's like, oh, we that type of drinkers.
Yeah, we definitely know what the smells are.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, all right. And she was like this big old, like, you know, she's someone's mom.
Right.
She was like this black woman. She's like, oh, we that type of drinkers around here.
That's how my Uber driver to the airport to fly out was. She was like this big, giant black woman. And she was like, yeah, my daughter's with this man that beats her, and I can't have nothing to do with her because she said it's either me or her man. And she's just like, I ain't trying to deal with that. And I was like, let me tell you about my mother. And then we bonded very quickly.
Yeah, and then we went to Blackbeard. What did we do after that? We kind of just walked around. We looked at, we took the long way. We went to North Beach. I know.
Stop watching the baby show.
I'm sorry, it's so interesting.
I'm going to turn it off.
We stopped at Specs.
Which actually we found out we were right down the street from a Specs.
Yeah, and so we stopped at Specs, and he got some tequila and I got some whiskey.
No, it was backwards.
I got whiskey and you got tequila?
I got whiskey and you
That's why I said he. You are a he.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I hope to inform you. You have a penis. And he got some tequila and I got some whiskey.
Maybe.
Wait, hold on. I hate to break it to you, but that doesn't mean you're a he. All right.
We're not getting started on that.
Started.
But what's funny is when I went to My Hero Con, I was across the highway from a Spec, so I just walked over there and got alcohol.
Yeah.
And then I got drunk, then tried to go to a Chili's to watch the Super Bowl, then got too drunk, and then I had to go home half-bound.
I think the worst part is like, hey, you remember the Super Bowl? No.
No, and then we went to Specs. He got whiskey, I got tequila, like I said the first time.
My bad.
And he got some tequila and I got some whiskey. Anyways, we went to the hotel and there was, of course, we were on an island, so why not watch Fight Island? So he took like a good, I kid you not, it was a good 45 minutes to an hour to figure out how much internet we needed to play this fight, to connect it to an HDMI cord so it played on the TV.
Was the internet bad at the hotel?
So when I clocked it, it was less than a meg. So it'd go from half a meg to almost a meg. of the internet.
Okay.
But surprisingly, I was able to play the prelims and all the way up to the main card, like all the way up to the last fight. At the very last minute, it kind of like fucked up, I guess, because so many people were watching it. So I had to use my phone as a hotspot. But it actually did pretty well. I'm actually very surprised. It did really well.
Yeah, because I was going to say at that Indian place during My Hero Con, I was watching Max Mofo, no problem.
It wasn't bad. There was no
wasn't bad.
There was no delay.
It's doable.
There was no delay. It was fuzzy.
Well,
but also we were drinking. So.
Well, actually, no. There was a weird part.
It was all fuzzy.
They gave you that option. So like either take the free internet or you can pay $5.99 for the upgrade internet, which was way better. It was like 7 megs. So way better. It was per device. So I thought maybe if I select on one thing, all of them will get it. No. But the funny part was, the lady, I kept talking to her, we kind of like got to understand each other. They didn't even charge me for the internet. And when I checked out, I thought I was going to have to pay like $5 for the internet. She just said, have a good day.
Yeah.
Didn't charge me nothing.
Because we called about the internet, we called about the route, like, this bitch knew us.
Yeah, she knew us. And actually, when I was checking out, she was like, oh, did you get to watch the fights? I was like, I did get to watch the fights. I was like, everything was good.
Yeah, so he was watching the fights. I was FaceTiming Allie and my best friend Stephanie.
While you're on that fast internet on your device.
I was on that fast internet because he put fast internet on my device for $5.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to do a call out.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Wow, that ass is amazing. Bruh!
Sponsored by Xmart. Extreme deals and extremer service.
We clapped her cheeks just right.
I got Joshua Moon, which was the musician at Tin Roof in Orlando. Amazing. If you're in the Orlando area. Alright, well, I think we can end this episode. It's running a little longer than I thought. I wasn't trying to have 2-year anniversary part 2 over here. Arigato gozaimasu. Haben einen guten Tag. To Madres, Florida.
Boyo.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. Please check out our other podcasts on the channel, such as The Knot, where we have bite-sized topics and conversations that anyone can enjoy. There's more to come, so subscribe and ring the bell. We don't want you missing out on any future content. Now, if you can excuse us, your mum is changing upstairs. We'll see you next time here on the Sweet Podcast, and only on YouTube.